That is perfect. So City are back. Arsenal are being told to stay calm. When it comes to Liverpool, they're still stumbling, and Chelsea and Spurs, they can't find consistency. So let's start from Liverpool. Yesterday, of course, they were 2-0 behind, and then they scored one goal. It was 2-1, and then Zobo, he scored the equalizer. And I thought they were going to, and I thought there was a chance for Liverpool maybe to snatch the 3 points, but it went a completely different way because they suffered a dramatic 3-2 defeat at Bournemouth, conceding a stoppage time winner after coming from 2-0 down. And the loss continued their inconsistent league form in 2026, and it piles pressure on their manager, Ernest Lott, and his players. So, what are the main points reported from Reuters? Now, let's start from the headline. It says Liverpool crisis deepens after last gasp Bournemouth winner. So their midfielder Amin Adli, I hope I said his name correctly. So he's the one who struck deep in second half stoppage time to deny Liverpool their their first Premier League win in 2026. So that will make it their seventh Premier League defeat of the season on Saturday, leaving the reigning champions still searching for their first league win of 2026. And well, let's hear what Virgil van Dijk said. I will paraphrase it. He said, I thought he said he thought he had been fouled in the build up to Bournemouth's winner. So when they scored the winning goal, he thought that he was fouled, but that was not the case because the goal stood, and now here we are after Liverpool lost the game. So he said losing never feels good. We're still talking about Virgil van Dijk. He said losing never feels good, especially as a Liverpool player. And in the season, we're trying to find consistency because the thing is, they're the reigning champions. They won the Premier League last season, and I can only imagine how disappointing that result must be, because the aftermath is still here, and well, that was a disappointing result for Liverpool. But the thing is, they won or they beat Marseille in the Champions League midweek. So they won 3-0. And, well, they're still trying to find consistency. Okay, Virgil van Dijk continues to say that I don't think there is any question about the togetherness, but consistency that we're looking for, that something still needs to be found, and that's the reality. And he added, I think there was a lot of praise of our performances and a lot of individual praise, and we know how it works. And 3 days later, we lose a game like we did today, and then the other side of the world it comes out. So that's something we have to deal with. But we want to perform, we want to win things, and unfortunately today it did not happen. So that's what Virgil van Dijk had to say after the game, and this is according to the Reuters. Now let's go to the Guardian. The Guardian's headline says Ernest Slot says Liverpool ran out of energy in defeat at Bournemouth. So Ernest Lott, it this article tried to remind us that Liverpool conceded a winner in the 95th minute, and well, when it comes to what Ernest Lott said, I think I'm trying to find the quote. Ernest Lott said, for me, 4 minutes of added time was not enough, but in the end, that did not matter because they scored. And he continues to say, although then we could not maybe had 2 or 3 more minutes, but this game should not have had 4 minutes of extra time. There was a free kick that took 2 or 3 minutes. There were VAR moments, there were substitutions. That's what I said to them. So he's not happy with the amount of time that was added after the regular time was over. So Ernest Lott is disappointed with that. Now, Okay, so let's go to Talk Sports and hear what they have. The headline says Liverpool manager Ernest Law turns. Okay, let me disable this. He turns into model for European club to help launch new kits. Okay, so I don't think Liverpool fans would care about this. Maybe okay, so I'll just leave this because they lost yesterday and they today is January 25. So let's talk about other things. So transfer window drama and conflicting reports. We will go to Anfield Watch. So the headline says Liverpool inside confirms. It confirms two major new signings are coming. So it says they completed a 450 million pound worth of transfer spending last summer. Well, the sporting director, he broke the British transfer record for when he signed Wirtz and Alexander Isak. Okay, so now they're reminding us of their new signings. So it says the January window may well have been frustrating for Liverpool fans hoping for new faces. Hughes, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and head coach Ernest Lott were powerless to prevent Mark Gué. I thought I pronounced his name correctly last time. So Mark Gué and Antoine Semenyo joining Manchester City in big money moves. So based, both of these players, they were it says they were of interest to the Anfield side, but they went to City. So forwarded defender. So it's over here. The article tells us that it seems unlikely that Liverpool will sign anyone this month. However, nothing is certain in this life, so you fans can keep hoping. Who wrote this, by the way? I want to know who wrote this. Okay, so I think according to the new reports from Louis Steele, so he said, don't rule anything out because anything can happen. Maybe Liverpool, maybe they will sign a new player and maybe they will bring a new face to the club. Now let's go to ESPN. And oh, okay, so this is all the news. So that will be it for Liverpool's news, I guess. Now let's go to let's go to Manchester City because they won yesterday. They they lost during the weekday, the midweek in the Champions League. That was unexpected. They lost 3-1. It's been a while since Erling Haaland scored. They also lost during the weekend to Manchester City. So for now, at least for now, Manchester is red because United beat City at Old Trafford. Now let's take a look at some of the headlines from their victory. So it says City snap winless run 2-0 over Wolves. Well, Manchester City, they were able to earn their first Premier League victory of 2026 with a 2-0 win home to with a 2-0 win against Wolves. And that's obviously going to boost their title push and maybe it will bring them for not yeah so now it brought them 4 points behind leaders Arsenal. Maybe it will stay that way if Arsenal are going to lose today, but I'm not going to say that Arsenal will probably beat Man United, but that's we will see what happens later today. So first half goals were scored by Omar Marmoush and Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo was the player that Liverpool wanted to sign, but he is a Man City player right now. So this player were able to secure the 3 points for City. And that's it. So when it comes to Reuters, the headline says Marmoush and Semenyo score in City's first league win in nearly a month. It's been almost a month since Manchester City, since they won a game. And now they're back. I think that's all that matters. So their first league win since December 27. It boosts title race hope. And Semenyo was the player who scored the first league goal for City and Guardiola. He rested Erling Haaland for most of the match. Now, What do we have here? So after the game, Marmouch said, "We fought until the end. We showed a very good mentality from the beginning." He said that, and he also added, "I'm very happy to be here after AFCON and help my team. I saw that Matthias broke through, and it was a good finish. Happy for the goal and happy for the 3 points. We just try to get our legs and mind." Fresh again, and then we go again. That's what he said. So Guardiola, he said a few words about Gueye. I remember the last time as I say this name. Okay, so the new signing. So he said really good with Mark UC, the captain of Crystal Palace has to be something special. Really pleased for him. I know he's demanding, and the demand for ourselves is to be better. He said that. Uh, and another thing, okay, so maybe let's leave Reuters and explore other. Okay, we will go to gold.com. So over here, the headline reads Man City players. Okay, so this is the player rating. In a nutshell, it talks about Haaland not starting yesterday's league game. Uh, I mean, we saw that. And okay, so the other thing is there was a controversy. CT had a penalty claim for handball, but they were denied just because the final decision was the penalty was not given. So that was a controversy. Of course, some City fans will say that should have been given, but the good news for City fans is the fact that their team won the match 2-0 despite being denied the penalty. Now, okay, today. Okay, so this is player rating. I don't think, I mean, Donnarumma, he's got 6 out of 10. Matthias Nunes, 7 out of 10. Uh, Kosanov, 6 out of 10. Marquis, 7 out of 10. And Nico O'Reilly, 6 out of 10. And this is for goalkeeper and defense. Midfield, Bernardo Silva, 7 out of 10. Rodri, 6 out of 10. Rangers, 6 out of 10. And for the attack, Semenyo, 8 out of 10. And over here it says he continued his flying start to life at City. Let's move on to Omar Marmoush, 7 out of 10. Shirky, 7 out of 10. By the way, I love watching Shirky play the ball. He's he's entertaining to watch, and he makes it easy. When you see Shirky with the ball, you'll be like, okay, so it looks easy, I can do it, but probably not. Now let's go to some other sources to get our news about Manchester City. Okay. Now, the manager Pep Guardiola, he left Erling Haaland out of the starting 11 against Wolves, resting him amid congested schedule and a recent dip in scoring form. So, like I said earlier, it's been a while since Erling Haaland scored. By the way, every time I think of Erling Haaland, I think of a goal. Like if he's inside the penalty box and he gets a goal, he's going to score it. So that's how powerful he is, or some pundits call him the beast, and I think that fits him very well. So Haaland, it says, okay, so when was this? Okay, so this is from yesterday. Haaland apologized to supporters for Thursday's 3-1 loss away to Bodo Glimt in the Champions League, and yesterday's Premier League game comes amid a cramped schedule that has City hosting Galatasaray on Wednesday in their final league phase game of the Champions League. So City are currently they're second place. They were 7 points behind Arsenal in the Premier League standing after 22 games, but they won yesterday. Arsenal will host Man United later today. So now the point difference is 4, and we will see whether Arsenal are going to be able to retain the 7-point difference. Now, the media pundits, they are It says they're pushing that Guardiola should resign. What? It says he should resign, but I need to confirm. I need to go to Talk Sports and what? Okay, so it's actually okay. I did not expect that. So 5 reasons why Pep Guardiola needs to resign immediately. He's in danger. Uh, he's in danger of outstaying his welcome like Arsene Wenger. That's what it says, not me. That's what the headline at Talksport says. And that freaked me out because I did not expect that. So, what are the reasons? Let's see that. Okay, so it says Pep Guardiola should offer to resign as Manchester City manager after nearly 10 years in charge. Well, he helped the team win the Champions League and his team was able to beat Real Madrid. I mean, in my head, Real Madrid are invincible, especially when it comes to the Champions League. Of course, Man City lost to Real Madrid, even when we thought they had it a few years ago. But this is a stretch. Okay, so and it added. This article says City were comfortably beaten by bitter rivals Manchester United at Old Trafford on Saturday. Yeah, but that happens. That is football. One day you win, one day you lose. Um, okay, okay. So they're quoting someone. I need to understand where this information comes from. So, discussing Pep Guardiola's future at the Etihad Stadium on Talksport's Dailies Fairy Friday podcast, Durham compared his current situation to the end of Arsene Wenger's Arsenal tenure. So he admitted. So this is not Talksport in general, but this is Durham's opinion. He said Pep Guardiola has been brilliant, but he is not anymore. It reminds me of the Wenger region. Oh, okay, that's shocking, if I may say. Whole article about him leaving. So versus Manchester United. But first, what are the headlines about Arsenal? So Arsenal, they will return to the Premier League action at home against Manchester United. So much for their title bid. So uh, let's take a look at maybe injury news, returns, and we will go to the standard. So, what are the confirmed players? So, Arsenal could be boosted by the return of, okay, so it says he's back, Piero Hincapié. These two players will be back, or they're ready for the game against Manchester United. So, they return to full training on Friday and they're pushing squad on Sunday. Mikel Arteta, he also said that he will make a late decision on their involvement. And Max Doman, he's still available, and this is according to standard.co.uk if you want to go and read the article. And the other news is Calafiori. He has been out for a month and he may not come back. So Jurian Timber, he may play at the left back again. Now, Gabriel, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard, they did not start when the Gunners faced Inter Milan in Italy, but they are set to come back and face Manchester United today. What else do we have here? Okay, so when it says Gabriel, I'm assuming they're referring to Gabriel Jesus. Um, or yeah, so let's go to maybe other news. I'm trying. Okay, so Arteta says Kai Havertz is very close to return amid reports Arsenal have concerns over his long-term fitness. So this is what Arteta said, and this is according to start the standard. He said, well, he's very close. Obviously, he's been out for a long time, almost a year, for different reasons. Now we have to be very smart in the manner that we manage that load, the minutes. And he said, I'm sure in the next few weeks he's going to play in minutes. I can't tell you which competition because that will depend as well on the game context. And it's a context that is positive to throw him in or not with his qualities. It's great that we have him. We can use him in different positions. We will see him in different positions, and we're really happy to have him. So that's what he said. So for now, Well, the prediction of the standard is Arsenal will have this formation 4-3-3. They will have Raya at the back, and he'll be backed by White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber, and then Zubimendi, Rice, Ødegaard, and at the front he will have Saka, Gyökeres, and Martinelli. That is the prediction. So for now, Domen is injured, and Calafiori and Hincapié. There are doubts, even though they trained, and the game will take place at Emirates Stadium. Now, just Arsenal News reports that Paul Scholes changed his stance on Arsenal winning the title. And I'm excited to read what he said about the potential of Arsenal winning the Premier League. So I'm trying to find what he said. So Marcelo. Okay, so now they're talking about someone else. Paul Scholes. What did he say? At the season's progress. So, okay, so it says Scholes' comments reflect a growing belief that consistency rather than headline results against rivals may ultimately define the season's title race, with Arsenal well placed to capitalize if current trends continue. And it also says that a win against United tomorrow, which will be today, it will further enhance Arsenal's quest to lift the Premier League title this season. I don't think anyone will be disappointed. I mean, anyone will be sad if Arsenal win the Premier League title this season. I feel like it's only fair. They deserve it. They should have won a season ago, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. But I feel like this is their time, and I can't wait for them to lift the Premier League trophy in 2026. So, as the season progresses, it's widely expected that all teams competing for the title will drop points at various stages. This has created a scenario in which Arsenal can remain in control of the race by continuing their steady form, rather than relying solely on wins against their closest rivals. And after a set, okay, so that's what it says. And Metro Sports, speaking as reported by Metro Sports, okay, so this is what Scholes said. He said, one thing Arsenal have not done is they have not won a big game. They have not beaten Liverpool, they have not beaten Man City, and they still have not done it. And I said earlier in the season that I can't see them winning the league unless they start beating those types of teams. That was harsh. I think, I guess. Yeah, and I still want Arsenal to win the Premier League, by the way. Now, what else did he say? He said, I said earlier in the season that I can't. Liverpool reported that there is a potential signing, or it says Arsenal, Alvarez, and Liverpool. Okay, so let's take a look at the fact that Arsenal are eyeing Alvarez. So it says Arsenal are the Gunners are plotting a bid Julian or Julian Alvarez after Ethan Nwaneri completed his loan move to Marseille. That's what it says. So when it comes to Arsenal, that is the prediction. Now, so the headlines for the big game. For the big game. So, according to the standard, Arsenal may field a near full strength uh, 11 with some injury returns, boosting their options. We mentioned some of the players that are probably going to join the squad, the main squad that we've seen recently, and that is one of the players, Calafiori. And United face selection decisions under interim manager Michael Carrick with some absentees impacting their defensive options. So let's take a look at some of the news about Manchester United and we'll go to the standard. What are the updates? What are some of the updates? So the headline says Manchester United 11 versus Arsenal. Confirmed team news, predicted lineup, and injury latest for Premier League. So it says Michael United travel to London for the huge game. And Amad Diallo, they got the nod over Benjamin Sheshko and Matias Cunha for last weekend's brilliant 2-0 win over Manchester City. and with Brian Bomo leading the line. Of course, I'm sure he will be there. And another thing that is written in this article is that Carrick has been weighing up whether to bring Sheshko back into the team and shift Bomo back to the wing to help Arsenal's aerial strengths. And on Friday, Carrick said certain games will have different styles. So maybe today we will see a different Man United team because they're not going to face Arsenal against a completely different team. They're going to face the league leaders. Well, so what are the predictions other than that? So Carrick says the United squad, they're in a really good place, especially after beating Man City in the derby. And he continues to say that the boys are in a really good place off the back of last week. And he said they're training really well. So I can see how much they're in it and focused and feed off the energy. So, what are the predictions? Let's go to that. The prediction is Lamens, he will the goalkeeper, and they will have Dallo, Maguire, Martinez, and Shaw. And for the midfield, they will have Casemiro, Meno, Ahmad, Fernandez and Dorgo, and at the front they will have Mbomo. That is the prediction. So their formation is expected to be according to the standard. It's going to be 4-2-3-1. For now, Xerxes and Delete, these two are injured, and the game will take place at the Emirates Stadium. So for now, just as general information, Arsenal are unbeaten at home against Manchester United in recent head-to-head clashes and won the reverse league fixture at Old Trafford earlier this season. And the other thing is United have been inconsistent away from home and they will look to disrupt Arsenal's title push. Of course, today's goal for Manchester United would be to stall or to halt Arsenal from winning the Premier League. That was Aston Villa's goal last season, or for the past 2 seasons, for the past 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and see you in the next one. Bye bye.